From the first step to the finish line, this was complete control. In this video, we explore how Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce executed near-perfect 100-meter races, using speed, technique, and experience to overwhelm some of the best sprinters in the world.
Made it through here as the fastest loser. There is Pinto. Very good performance from her in the semi-final. Got a good start, held on well. So two German athletes in lanes 1 and 4. Then we've got two, of course, the normal two from the Ivory Coast. Talou, silver medalist at those World Championships. And indeed at 60 indoors, 100 outdoors, 200 outdoors. And then there she is, smiling, and why shouldn't she be smiling? The double Olympic champion from 2008-2012, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. Lots of Jamaican support, of course, in this city, and have come out to cheer their hero, one of their heroes. So Dina Asher-Smith, the European champion. British crowd hoping that she can lift herself to challenge Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce here. Ahouré, the world indoor champion from 2018 at 60 meters, also of the Ivory Coast. And then the former Commonwealth champion at this distance, Blessing Okagbare from Nigeria in lane 9, who has shocked a couple of the fields earlier on in the season, but I suspect the way Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is going today, that won't happen. So how quick do we think Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce can go here? What can Dina Asher-Smith do? Can she put her under pressure? Can she hang on to her? Can she herself find a fast time? 10:91 for Dina Asher-Smith in qualifying, 10:95 for Fraser-Pryce, who, to be fair, was easing through. This is the final event of what's been an immense weekend of great performances, where we have another one here to finish off. Thousandths of a second, a false start for the world champion at 200 meters. So now we're down to 8 women. Lucan Kemper, Michelle Lee Ahi in 2, then at 3 now empty. Then we've got Tatiana Pinto, Marie-Jose Talou, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and Dina Asher-Smith in lanes 6 and 7, Muriel Ahouré in 8 and Blessing Okagbare in 9. Dina Asher-Smith takes second spot. She makes it look so easy. I said she was flowing. That's what it is like. It's almost poetry in motion, watching her. A good start, a great start, and then after that she just keeps going away. It's been taken up by a slight notch to 10:78. Dina Asher-Smith 10:92 in second place. Nothing she could do about Fraser-Pryce. She gets such a good start, and then she just runs faster. You can't say anything else. She just runs faster than everybody else.
Steve, it's amazing. At the moment, in Shelly-Ann's racing, I see no weakness. She reacts to the gun very well. Then she gets out the block solid, very strong. Then she has incredible pickup, good knee lift all the way through, and she doesn't seem to fade. She doesn't get tight. So this is going to be a person that's going to be so difficult to beat. Add into that, she has a wealth of experience in taking these titles. So only person that's come close when she's running like this is another Olympic champion, Elaine Thompson, who only just beat her by a fraction, thousandths at those Jamaican championships. Watch this again here. There's nothing really Dina can do. She can't get close to her in the first 20 meters, and if you can't get close to her then and put her under any sort of pressure, you've got no chance of beating her. She's still moving away from the field, pumping hard, focused all the way. And when you're that determined as a champion, trust me, it's tough, so tough for all your opponents. Here's Dina, out of the blocks well. Again, she didn't do really anything that wrong. She was just beaten by a quality athlete who just seems to be on the top of her game. All that Dina can really do is just try and hang on there and just run her best race.
Wind and rain of Gateshead, and so has returned to the United States, but still a very, very high quality field here, which includes Fraser-Pryce and Talou and Okagbare. on the inside lane there. Mavari Al-Shamari from Kuwait, two-time national champion. She goes in 1. Cara Parker from USA, head of the 4x100 relay bronze winning team here in Doha 2 years ago in 2. There is Okagbare, 32 years old now, Olympic and world long jump silver. Got a great start in Gateshead last weekend in the pouring rain, but then faded to 5th in 11:57, but she'll be much more suited, I'm sure, to the warm conditions here. Marie-Josée Tarlou also performed very well indeed, came ahead of Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, who's just to her right, to finish in 3rd last weekend. World bronze here 2 years ago in the 100 metres. Tarlou then, all the experience goes in lane 4. There is Fraser-Pryce, 34 years old now, multiple Olympic and world champion, including the reigning world champion from here 2 years ago, aiming to become the first mother to win an Olympic title in Tokyo in 9 weeks' time. She goes in 5. Javianne Oliver, outstanding indoor season, won the World Indoor Tour, unbeaten inside. She was 6th in Gateshead last weekend. She goes in 6. Hannah Cunliffe in 7, former NCAA indoor champion, based in Florida. She goes in 7. And completing the lineup, Isla Del Ponte from Switzerland, the newly crowned European indoor champion, part of that excellent group based in Papendal with Laura Muley, the likes of Femke Bol and Nika Klaver. So Del Ponte in 8, Okagbare in 3, Tarlou in 4, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, whose biggest motivation, she said, this year is perhaps not retaining her Olympic title, but to go sub 10.7. That is a big deal, she says, for the rest of her career. So the lineup again: Al-Shamari in 1 from Kuwait, Parker USA in 2, Okagbare, the Nigerian, the tall figure, goes in 3, Tarlou, the diminutive Ivorian, in 4, Fraser-Pryce, there she is with the headband, in 5, Oliver USA 6, Cunliffe USA 7, Del Ponte, Switzerland, in lane 8. Women's 100 metres. Well, once again, Okagbare gets a good start, but Fraser-Pryce already into her running along with Tarlou. Also going well is Oliver, but Fraser-Pryce coming away with it. Fraser-Pryce lights out into the line. Fraser-Pryce with a slight tailwind, 10.84, the winning time. Well, that's progress, and of course, a completely different race, totally different conditions. And having laboured to 11.57 last weekend in the driving rain in the northeast of England, well, you could say normal service resumed here. A season's best for Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. 9 weeks to go until the Olympic Games in Tokyo, and I'm sure she'll say little steps, baby steps, stepping stones, preparation, and that will feel good. Okagbare coming in 2nd place and continuing her excellent start to the season. But victory there for the double Olympic champion.
Yeah, very impressive indeed. And I actually had the chance to interview her in Gateshead about the season ahead, and we talked about the fact she'd missed last year because Olympics. She had such a good 2019. What a good start here again tonight. And it's that platform of consistency which gave her that World Championship in 2019. 11 times. It was her best year ever for running under 11 seconds in 2019. 11 sub-11 second performances, and here we are early, as you said, Chris, still fairly early in the season. Gateshead wasn't the place to do it, but a scintillating run here from Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. 34, mum, all of that sort of thing going on, but is still going to be right up there. Let no one have any doubt whatsoever. As good as Dina Asher-Smith was, as good as Sha'Carri Richardson is looking, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, and of course, let's not forget Elaine Thompson. Okagbare is in the mix, but
Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce's sprinting legacy is often described through medals, records, and titles, but to truly understand her greatness, you have to study how she controls races long before the finish line. The performances in London 2019 and Doha 2021 are not just victories. They are technical statements, psychological assertions, and tactical masterclasses that reveal why she remained untouchable across generations. In London, the race dynamics were shaped by external pressure. Dina Asher-Smith was not just another competitor, she was the centerpiece of the event. Competing at home, Backed by a roaring crowd and coming off a peak phase in her career, she represented both national pride and rising dominance in European sprinting. Around her stood a field that, on paper, had every ingredient for chaos. Talou's consistency, Ahouré's experience, Okagbare's versatility, and Schippers' championship pedigree. But Fraser-Pryce approached the race with a completely different framework. While others reacted to the atmosphere, she imposed structure on it. The key phase was the first 30 meters. Her block clearance was nearly flawless. Low projection angle, rapid turnover, and immediate transition into acceleration. What separates Fraser-Pryce from other elite sprinters is not just reaction time, but how quickly she converts that reaction into horizontal velocity. By 20 meters, she had already created separation. This is critical in the 100 meters. Once a sprinter of her caliber establishes a lead early, the race shifts from competition to control. Asher-Smith, known for her top-end speed rather than explosive starts, was forced into a reactive pattern, chasing rather than executing her own race model. That psychological shift often goes unnoticed, but at the elite level, it decides outcomes. At 50 meters, the race was effectively over. Fraser-Pryce maintained relaxation through maximal velocity. Her stride frequency remained high, but without visible tension in the upper body. This efficiency is what allowed her not only to win, but to dominate. The gap at the finish line wasn't just physical. It reflected a complete breakdown of competitive balance. What made this performance particularly significant was the context. This was not a championship final, yet it carried championship intensity. Fraser-Pryce demonstrated that her dominance was not situational. It was transferable. Whether under pressure, against a home favorite, or in a stacked field, her execution remained consistent. Doha 2021 presented a different kind of challenge. Here the narrative was no longer about immediate rivalry, but about time itself. At 34, Fraser-Pryce was competing against expectations of decline. The absence of Sha'Carri Richardson removed one storyline, but it amplified another. Could she still produce elite-level performances against a new generation? Technically, her approach in Doha showed subtle evolution. While her start remained exceptional, there was a noticeable emphasis on transition mechanics. Instead of relying purely on explosive separation, she optimized her drive phase. Slightly longer ground contact in the first steps, allowing for more controlled force application. This adaptation is crucial for longevity. It reduces injury risk while preserving performance output. By mid-race, the pattern was familiar. She led, but what stood out was her composure. Unlike younger sprinters who often tighten under pressure, Fraser-Pryce displayed complete neuromuscular control. Her stride length and frequency were balanced, her head remained stable, and her arm action was compact and efficient. The result was another commanding win. But more importantly, it redefined the narrative around age and sprinting. Fraser-Pryce wasn't surviving, she was evolving. She showed that elite performance is not just about peak physical condition, but about technical refinement, race intelligence, and psychological resilience. Comparing the two races reveals a deeper truth about her greatness. In London, she dominated through explosive superiority, overwhelming the field from the start. In Doha, she dominated through efficiency and adaptation, controlling the race with precision. Two different methods, same outcome. This versatility is what separates legends from champions. Many sprinters can win when conditions suit them. Very few can reshape their approach and continue winning as conditions change. Fraser-Pryce belongs to the latter category. Another critical element is her psychological impact on competitors. When Fraser-Pryce is in the blocks, the race begins before the gun. Athletes are aware of her starting ability, and that awareness creates tension. Even a slight hesitation in reaction or a minor technical error becomes magnified. This is how dominance extends beyond physical performance. It alters the behavior of the entire field. Ultimately, these performances are not isolated highlights. They are part of a larger pattern. Fraser-Pryce's career is defined by continuity at the highest level. An ability to remain relevant, competitive, and dominant across different eras of sprinting. London 2019 showed that she could dismantle a peak-era field. Doha 2021 proved that she could outlast and outadapt the next generation. And that is why her legacy is so difficult to replicate. It's not just about being the fastest in a moment. It's about redefining what sustained excellence looks like in one of the most demanding events in athletics.